The following is a special presentation of Big Polly's World of Sports Sims, alternating the reality of sports and entertainment since 2020. And hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's start of the Hometown Football League. Big Polly, that's me, coming to you. If you like these videos, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, ring that bell, and if you want, subscribe. Our latest subscriber has the username of No, and we welcome he or she to the channel. And we start week 6 here at the HTFL. If you're brand new to the hometown leagues that I do, the HTBL and the HTFL, we do not do all franchises here. We don't try to determine what was the best franchise in football ever. But what we do is we take the cities these teams are in, and we give them the best players to represent the city. And we put them in a 32 team league, and we play an 18 game season, at least in the HTFL we do. We take the best 100 players for each team, and if you don't make the top 100 of your team, of your city, or the city that one of these players played on, you get to try out for the Las Vegas Ironman, because Las Vegas just got started with their football franchise a couple of years ago and needs help filling out their roster. And we start week number 6 here on the HTFL. We got Washington and New York coming to you this fine Monday, February 7th, 2020. Next week will be Valentine's Day. And in 6 days, they'll be playing Super Bowl 56 from Los Angeles, the Rams and the Bengals. But you knew that already. So our schedule for this week is Ella comes to join me, and Ella is my cat, who will sometimes rub up against me and meow and run around when I'm doing these games. So if you hear something like that going on, in fact, she just approached me right now. So if you're new, you'll sometimes hear her as I call these games. Let's go through the week ahead. We want to do Cincinnati and Los Angeles this week in honor of their Super Bowl appearances. So tomorrow we'll do Cincinnati and Cleveland. On Wednesday we will do Miami and New Orleans. Thursday will be Las Vegas and Seattle, since Vegas is off to a good start, 4-1, leading tied for the lead on the in the West Division. And Monday night, which is our Friday game, will be Los Angeles and KC, Kansas City. Both teams getting off to slow starts at 2-3. Washington and New York are both tied for second place in the East Division. They are one game behind Baltimore, who right now is 4-1. So we will get this party started. The weather 67 degrees. This is October. And my plan was to do these games in October to coincide with the 2021-2022 season, but I have been ill, and I had about a month hospital stay, and I didn't get restarted with this league until January. So we're probably going to be playing these games until June. Probably when, by that point, Action PC Football 2022 has come out, but we will continue to use Action PC 2021 for continuity purposes. So New York is the home team, so I will control them. It seems we've had New York on an awful lot so far this season, but they made the semis in season 1, just missing out on the hometown bowl, losing to Baltimore. And there you hear Ella. Hey, buddy, I'm not mad at you. And we will get this game started. It's Sonny Jurgensen and Y.A. Tittle. Talk about old school. That will be your quarterback matchup. Coin toss will go Washington's way. They deferred, so New York will receive. It's Christie, Sanders, and Glenn back deep to receive the kickoff. 67 degrees. New York will have the wind advantage for quarters 1 and 4. And off we go. This will be a touchback as that's kicked 3 yards deep in the end zone. We bring you real football, not the farce that we saw last night with the Pro Bowl that I watched this morning on YouTube TV. For New York, it will be Barber and Triplett, your linebacker core. Your wide receiver core. No, I take that back. Your running back core. What we do is honest here, folks. When we make mistakes, we apologize for them. Beckham and Powell will be the wide receivers. Odell Beckham Jr. Barber and Trippett, by the way, a 6-1 in the receiving department. Beckham and Powell are a 9 and an 8. Tucker is a 7 at tight end. You see him there in your offensive line, and here are the blocking numbers for the offensive line. Brown, Snee, Mangold, Younts, and Powell. Younts also doubles as New York's punter. And I'm going to try to set something up here real fast, see if I can do it. Stand by, folks. See if I can set this up. Okay. We'll show you the replay stats for Tiki Barber, who right now has 85 carries and 369 yards. We'll set up the Washington defense in just a moment. By the way, you could see on your screen, I now call the Washington HTFL franchise the Commanders because they just changed their name last week, finally. Off tackle right in the double tight end set for Tiki Barber on 1st and 10. He rumbles for 13 yards before Darrell Green makes the stop. Now let's give you the Washington defense. Manley, Butts, and Talbert, a 9, an 8, an 8, and 8, respectively. That's your front four. Hamburger is a 10. Slavinsky is an 8. You also see him on the offensive line. And J.J. Arrington is an 8. Or is that LeVar Arrington? It's LeVar. I keep wanting to call him J.J. I don't know why. Green is a 9. Champ Bailey is an 8. Ken Houston is a 10. And the late, great Sean Taylor is a 9. Those are all defender numbers. 1st and 10. We'll go Triplett on a dive and give Barber a rest. And that is a 1-yard gain. Hamburger, not hamburger with an M, Hamburger, making the tackle for the Commanders. That's going to take some getting used to say that. Pitch right, Tiki Barber. Of course, they were the Redskins, but then political correctness reared its ugly head, and that's a nice gain by Tiki for 23 yards. So he has on 2 carries 36. Of course, it's okay to change the name to the Cleveland Indians to the Cleveland Guardians, but it's okay to keep the Atlanta and MLB franchise the Braves, and the Florida State could still be the Seminoles. That's a gain of 5 for Barber. His 3rd carry, Dexter Manley on the stop. We'll go trap left for Barber on 2nd and 5. Loss of a yard. Man making the stop, so maybe it is wise not to keep running the ball. Hitch to Art Powell on the 3rd down, but that's incomplete. So 4th and 6 and the ball at the 39, and with the wind at the backs of New York, we're going to punt. And we'll go Younts, hoping he can bounce one close to the goal line. He does not. It's a touchback, and Washington will start at the 20. Let's give you the offensive lineup for the Commanders. Davis and Bossler are your running backs. They are 3 receivers each. Art Monk and Gary Clark are 10 and a 9. Those are your wideouts. Cooley is a 7 at tight end. Sonny Jurgensen is your quarterback, and here are the offensive line and the blocking numbers. Jacoby is a 9. Russ Grimm a 10. House a 9. Slavinsky, there's that man again. He plays both ways. He's an 8, and Samuels is the right tackle. He is also an 8. So look for the Redskins to go to the left side when they run, I would think. And it's 1st and 10 for the Commanders at their own 20. Jurgensen goes deep, and he finds Art Monk, and Monk makes a house call. Touchdown, Commanders. And I might be the first person ever to say that. So, one play, one score, and Washington goes up 7-0 with Aguirre kicking the extra point. So again, Christie is back deep for the Giants. A combination of the Giants, the Jets, the Bulldogs, the Yankees, and not the Brooklyn Dodgers, but because the Brooklyn Dodgers would play on the Las Vegas team. A return of Christie there, 24 yards, Hamburger on the tackle. So he also plays special teams too at the 25. 10:35 left, 1st and 10. Draft right, Barber. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me why you go after the Redskins, but you don't go after the Atlanta Braves or the Florida State Seminoles and so forth. Or the Cleveland Indians are changing their names this year to the Guardians. But when you cancel everything and cancel culture, what's going to be left? That's what I would like to say. 2nd and 11. Hitch to Odell Beckham Jr. There's the throw. It's a deep one, and Barber cannot come up with that. 3rd and 11. We'll stay in the 3-wide set, put a man in motion. All he needs is a pair of wheels. And we'll go to Sauer on the medium pass. Look for the third option. Tittle back. He finds Sowers, who drops at the 40 for a gain of 17. Back to a double tight end set. See if Washington is clued in on what that means, having seen it a few times already. Here's Tiki. He gains 2 yards. Washington was actually looking for a pass there. J.J. Arrington. LeVar Arrington. I keep calling him J.J. It's like I keep calling my cat Harry, even though Harry has moved on. I keep calling Ella Harry. I do that too, so don't feel bad. 2nd and 8. We'll go off tackle right, Tiki Barber. Look for an opening on the right side, and he's got it. 50, 40, 35, 30, down to the 24. 33 big yards for Tiki. That's his longest run of the season, and he already is up to 74 yards on 7 carries. So they're having much more success when they have one tight end in the game as opposed to 2. 1st and 10 at the 24. We'll go Beckham Jr. Medium crossing route on 1st and 10. Tittle looking, and he's got Beckham. Gain of 19. That moves it to the 5. It'll be 1st and goal. And again, New York brings the double tight end set in. Tiki Barber off tackle left. And he is stood up behind the line by Dave Butts. 1 yard loss. So we try to double the 2 wide receiver, 2 running back, 1 tight end formation. Trap right, Tiki Barber. 2nd and goal at the 6. And Barber much closer now to the goal line. Darryl Green making the tackle at the 1. So it's 3rd and goal at the 1. We'll go triple tight end and go right back to Tiki. And again, he stood up behind the line by LeVar Arrington. 4th and goal at the 2. We'll take the points and bring in Mike Nugent for a 19-yard field goal. It's good, and it's 7-3. Always want to get those first points on the board. 4:18 now left, opening quarter. Your receiving team for Washington is the law firm of James, Sines, and Williams. Just kidding. And it's a touchback, especially with New York having the wind advantage in quarter number 1. 1st and 10, Commanders at the 20. We were calling them the Presidents, but now that they have an official name, we'll use it. That pass incomplete, as again, Jurgensen was looking for Monk, who he threw the 80-yard bomb to. And it's 2nd and 10 at the 20. Darrell Rivas provided good coverage. Because remember, this New York Giant team is a combination of the Giants, the Jets, the Bulldogs, the Yankees. Any team from New York. 2nd and 10 at the 20. The give is to number 31, Bossler, who gains 3 yards. I thought that Bossler was from the 70s. He isn't. He played for the Redskins in or around 1959. 3rd and 7 at the 23. Let's see if the Giants can get the ball back here. They do, or should, as that was a short slant, but no receiver was near the ball, so a communications mix up there perhaps. 4th and 7 at the 23. Here's the punting unit. I'll tell you who punted the ball in just a moment. It was Eddie LeBaron. Tennell picked it up. Rich Malott drilled him. A fumble pounced on by Darrelle Revis. And the Giants retain possession. 1st and 10 at the 25. Barber a little tired. So we'll go to Triplett on a dive. Mel Triplett. And he runs it for 2 yards. You see him there out of the University of Toledo. 2nd and 8. The ball at the 27. We'll go 3 wide. Go to the aerial game since we have a wind advantage. It's going to be a medium cross to Odell again. Of course, Odell's playing for the Rams these days, so he'll have a chance at his first trophy come Sunday. 3rd and 8. We will screen it to Tiki. See what he could do. Oh, that pass was doomed from the beginning. Incomplete. Tittle throwing it away. 4th and 8, and the Giants will have to punt. I speak okay when the recorder isn't on. Don't worry. Len Younce will punt. And that's taken at the 31 by Crowder. Bowled forward for 3 yards. 42-yard punt by Younce. Not one of his best, so it's a 39-yard net. 2:08 left now. Opening quarter. And the Commanders lead 7-3. Ball at the 34 for a 1st and 10 play. Here's Jurgensen. Played most of the games for Washington in Season 1. Carson out. I forgot to give you the New York defense. Let's do it now. With the Carsa would be a starter in it. Strahan, Gastineau, and Weinmeister are your front 3. New York runs the 3-4 defense. The only team in the HTFL to do that. Harry Carson would be one of the inside linebackers, but right now it is Taylor, Huff, Jonathan Vilma, and Lewis, a 10, a 10, an 8, and a 9 respectively. Front 3 are Strahan is a 10, Gastineau is a 10, and Weinmeister is a 9. Revis and Glenn, Patton, Tennell, a 10, a 9, a 10, a 9. That is your defense for New York. So now you're caught up on everybody. 2nd and 10 at the 34. That is Cooley with a 17-yard catch. Chris Cooley, number 47. And this is the first play for Washington in New York territory. 1st and 10 at the 49 because they scored on an 80-yard passing play. Jurgensen the Monk. Gain of 4 for Davis. Arnie Weinmeister on the stop. It's going to be a pickup of 4 yards. 2nd and 6 at the 45 with 1:15 to go. And that is Bossler. And he makes a big play happen. A gain of 40 yards. Sam Huff caught up the Bossler at the 5. And that's going to do it for the first quarter. A big first quarter for the Commanders. They lead 7-3, looking for more as the second quarter begins. Washington has gained 144 yards on 8 plays. New York 116 on 18. So we've had a wide open first quarter here. 260 yards of total offense. 1st and goal at the 5. As the second quarter begins, it's Davis. 3 yards ahead. Harry Carson has come back in the game and made the tackle there. 2nd and goal at the 2. 14:53 left until halftime. Davis, touchdown, Commanders. So Davis scores. It's 13-3. Here's your point after. Washington now has the wind advantage. Aguirre puts that through. It's 14-3. 14:11 now left in the second. It's Christie, Sanders, and Glenn back deep for New York. And here is Christie. And that looked like it was punted to the Atlantic Ocean. That's a touchback. 1st and 10 at the 20. And New York's going to have to get creative now that they're down more than a score here. Off tackle right, Tiki Barber. They've been having success in that one tight end set, and Barber picking up 3 to go to 80 yards on the afternoon. We'll go Tucker on a short crossing route on 2nd and 7. Instead, it goes to Odell Beckham, and he got just enough for a first down. Odell Beckham Jr., who has played for the Browns as well as the Giants, and is now playing for the Rams, who was a pickup for LA about midseason. And they are one win away from their first Super Bowl win as the LA Rams. I think you got to go back to the 50s, the last time the Rams won a NFL championship in LA. Barber, a 3-yard gain. Talbert on the stop for Washington. He is one of the defensive tackles. It's now a 2nd down and 7. We're going to go Beckham on the slant. He's got it. Check Beckham for Stickham. Gain of 12. That is his 3rd catch of the day for 38 yards. Back to the double tight end and set, and back to Tiki on 1st and 10 from the 45. They've been having great success with him. A 1-yard gain that time. Barber now up to 13 carries for 84 yards. And on 2nd and 9, we will look to George Sauer on a short crossing route. Incomplete, deflected by Champ Bailey. 3rd and 9, we'll put Tittle in the gun. And we'll go Art Powell. See if something happens here. And something does, a gain of 17 yards. 1st and 10 at the 37. Single tight end set, but we're going to fake everybody out and go long. And look to Powell again, 1st and 10. And that's incomplete. So back to the double tight end set that we like to use. That I like to use when I coach. Off tackle right, Tiki, 2nd and 10 from the 37. Just try to chop the yardage down a little bit. 4 is what Barber gets, 4 yards. Manley on the tackle. It's now 3rd and 6. Ball at the 33. We'll go 3 wide. Put a man in motion. Short pass. And go to Odell. But Washington playing short and tight, so we're going to raise the stakes and put Beckham in a medium fly route. And there he is in motion. Here's the throw. Dumped underneath to Tucker. He gains 5, but the problem is the Giants needed 6. So 4th and 1 at the 28. A field goal here by Nugent has a 55% chance of being successful. But if we use Tiki Barber on a dive play, it has an 85% chance of being successful. So let's do that. I know, analytics ruining football. But it works for a first down, but we have a marker.
Offense,
number
79, 10-yard penalty.
And Powell gets called for holding. That's going to back up the Giants 10 yards. Well, a field goal here now, 22% chance of that happening. Ball is at the 38. Let's put Younce in for a punt, and we'll go soft shoe here and try to sideline, but not to be. It's a touchback. So Washington having all kinds of luck right now. 7:44 left in the first half. It's 14-3. Washington leading. 1st and 10 at the 20. And Jurgensen in the shotgun gives to Bossler. 3-yard gain. Bossler now, that was his 2nd carry for 6 yards. He had that one big catch for 40 earlier. 2nd and 7 at the 23 as this first half winding down as we go past the midway point of the 2nd quarter. That was intended for Cooley, that Jurgensen throw, but he bobbled it, couldn't hold on. So the fault in not making the reception lies his way. 3rd and 7 now, ball at the 23. Screen, Davis, first down, pickup of 8. Sean Taylor making the, no, I'm sorry, not Sean Taylor. Wrong team, Paulie. Lawrence Taylor making the stop. He's, of course, out of the University of North Carolina, considered one of the greatest defensive players of all time in the NFL. First and 10 at the 31. And it's Jurgensen. Incomplete. Monk had it for a moment, but lost the ball when it got to the ground. And that's going to set up a second and 10 at the 31. 5:56 left to half. And it's Jurgensen throwing and finding Art Monk again. He is short of the first down just barely. His second catch for 90 yards. Jurgensen is now 5 for 10, but he's hit big on those completions. 155 yards and a touchdown. Third and inches, ball at the 41. And this is going to be a dicey call here. And sure enough, it's Jurgensen throwing. And Monk goes over 100 on the day. Jurgensen threw for 307 against New England, going 23 out of 50, 2 picks and a touchdown. He's 6 for 11 today, 168 yards and a touchdown. First and 10 at the Giant 46 as we go under 5 minutes now left to the half. Harry Carson brings down Don Bosler, a tackle there. Gain of a yard, making it second and 9 at the 45 with 4:21 left. That was a throw intended for Chris Cooley, but it was overthrown, incomplete. Third and 9 at the 45. Can the Giants get off the field defensively? They got a prevent in, and that's incomplete. They had 7 defensive backs in the lineup, and that was good enough. And we'll watch for a fake punt here, considering the field position. And that's a nice coffin corner punt by Eddie LeBaron. And it goes out at the 10, and that's going to set up a first and 10 from the 10 for the Giants. They trail 14-3. They got to get something going offensively here. Barber on a dive, and he gets through the secondary, a gain of 8 yards. Man came up from behind, got him for the tackle, and it's second and 2 now. And it's time to unhurl the bomb. We'll look to Beckham, number 13. Instead, Tittle runs, and he's a great runner, picks up 10. Slavinsky making the stop. 2:35 left, first and 10. So they'll get one more play in before the 2-minute timeout, unless he gets out of bounds. We'll look for Powell on the medium cross. Incomplete. Covered very nicely by 41, which is Mike Bass. 2:05 left, so we'll have one more play before the 2. Screen to Tiki Barber. That's incomplete, but a marker.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 55. 5-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
Hamburger called for the PI, pass interference. First and 10 at the 33. And you got to wonder if Tittle's throwing woes continue, will they bring Eli Manning in, as they did last week? Art Powell on a hitch. We are now at the 2-minute warning. That's a catch, and that's a gain of 16. And with each team having all 3 timeouts and a challenge left, New York will call their first. And that leaves them with 2. First and 10 at the 49. We'll go over the middle to Odell Beckham Jr. He's been having a good game so far. And that's batted at the line and incompletion. The intended receiver appeared to be Tiki Barber, but it never got to him. Beckham Jr., medium cross on second and 10. That's incomplete. Third and 10. We'll go to Don Maynard. Medium cross on the third and 10 play from the 49. That's incomplete. So Tittle is 7 for 17. Younts coming in to punt with 1:27 to go. Oh, a nice punt for Younts. Goes out of bounds at the 7. Punt goes 44 yards. And the Commanders will be in a hole. First and 10 from the 7. That's an incompletion. 2 drops for today for Mr. Cooley, says our scouting department. Second and 10 from the 7. Jurgensen finds Cooley that time, a gain of 15. I'm not going to aid and abet Washington by calling a timeout. And Washington not in a hurry with a 14-3 lead. They're at the 22 for 1st and 10. That's incomplete. 2nd and 10. We have 43 seconds left now. That's caught by Cooley, and he gets out of bounds. A pickup of 14. Washington with all 3 timeouts left, but they don't want to seem to use them. 1st and 10 at the 36. Pitch to Davis, back to the line. And we'll see if Washington uses a timeout. They do. 2 left. But now just 28 seconds remain. 2nd and 10 at the 38. Pitch, Davis. Oh, he's trapped for a loss. Loss of 3. And with 18 seconds left, that may be it for the half. And it is. Washington 14, the Giants 3. As we pause for just a moment, I have some green tea here. I think it was Luke Brown who suggested that to me. Somebody suggested that having green tea would be good, and I buy some now. So thank you, Luke, and thank you to whoever suggested that to me. I enjoy my green tea. So Washington with 210 yards on 25 plays. New York has run 35 and has gained 202. 412 total yards. Tiki Barber has 96 of those on 15 carries. So we'll start with the second half. It's going to be New York kicking to Washington. James, Signs, and Williams again back deep. And it's taken 1 yard deep by somebody. And Aaron Glenn made the tackle at the 18, I beg your pardon, the return, 19 yards. I think it was James on the return. 1st and 10 at the 18. Don't like it when the play-by-play description doesn't even tell you who returns it. Art Monk makes another catch, a 14-yard gain. He is now up to 4 catches and a $1.17 on the day. 1st and 10 at the 32. So he has gained more yardage than anybody offensively. Bossler stuffed at the line by Harry Carson. 2nd and 10 at the 32. Washington with the wind advantage for quarter number 3. That's incomplete, looking for Cooley. And Jurgensen is 9 for 19 with 211 yards. 3rd and 10 at the 32. It's Davis gaining 3 on that 3rd and 10 play, so Washington's going to punt it. LeBaron, it'll be fair caught by Tennell, and Tennell was backed up all the way to the 13. The punt by Eddie LeBaron going 52 yards. So I'm going to make a switch here, and I'm going to put Eli in the game, Eli Manning. He's seen limited action. 62% passing rate. And we figure it'll give the passing game a little punch having him in. Barber, sweep right on 1st and 10. And that's a gain at 6. He goes over 100 for the day at 102. Manley on the stop. He'll be credited the tackle. 2nd and 4. We'll look for Beckham. Medium cross. And it's caught. A 1st down. A pickup of 8. 1st and 10 at the 27. We will go Barber. Trap to the right side. And he picks up 5 to get his rushing yardage total to 107. Always like a good running back. Screen to Barber. 2nd and 5. He's there. And that's a gain of 4. And that sets up 3rd and a yard. We give it to Triplett. He has an 83% chance of getting the 1st on a dive, and Barber has an 85. We'll go to Triplett because I'll probably key in on Barber. He is stood up by Slavinsky. And it's going to be 4th and a yard at the 36. We'll punt and put Yemsen there. Crowder back deep for Washington. And that's a fair catch at the 24. 8:33 left in the third. It is the Commanders 14 and the Giants 3. Recording this from Seminole, Florida, where it was about 60 today, cloudy, windy, as the colder weather has returned here to the Tampa Bay area. Would be nice if they played the Super Bowl here, as they did a year ago today. Of course, the Bucks beat the Chiefs there 31-9. Second and 8 at the 26, in what turned out to be Tom Brady's last Super Bowl win. Gain of 9 as Jurgensen checked down to Davis. Jurgensen 10 of 20 now for 220. First and 10 at the 35. It's Davis.
Holding offense.
No, it's
Number
not.
66, 10-yard penalty.
They get Big Joe Jacoby for holding. First and 20 now. Ball to 25. Giants in a nickel. That's incomplete as Art Monk was well defended. Incomplete. Haynes and Cuff come into the game now in a dime formation. That was a 13-yard gain by Cooley on the Jurgensen throw. Third and 7. And that's a first down for Davis. Gain of 13. House, the center, will be back in a few plays. Key Aldrich comes into the game. He was a center, linebacker, and kicker in 1943. First and 10 at the 49 when we were in the middle of World War II. 2-yard gain as Bossler with a line plunge tackled by Mark Gastineau, who went on and became a professional boxer for a while. Second and 8 at a 47, and his girlfriend was at one point Bridget Nielsen, who was in Rocky IV and several other movies. Let's see here. It was Jurgensen finding Davis underneath, a 9-yard gain. First and 10 at the 38. 4:58 left to go. The throw is incomplete. Cooley well covered, double covered it looked like. And that brings up now a second and 10 at the 38 with 4:20 to go. And that is Bossler gaining 5 yards. Gastineau on the stop. 4:10 left in the third. Third and 5 at the 33. Commanders looking to go up more than a score. Jurgensen was sacked by Arnie Weinmeister, setting up 4th and 12 from the 40. And we'll watch for the fake punt again. Another coffin corner punt by Eddie LeBaron that goes out of bounds at the 5. Punt went 35, but when you get it down to the 5, that's not too bad. Pitch right with Tiki Barber. First and goal from the 5, and I think the animation here is going to be messy. No gain, LeVar Arrington making the stop. Second and 10, we're going to run a stretch play with Tiki here and see if that works. And again, the animation messy. Gain of just a yard, and it's 3rd and 9. We have 2 minutes now left in the third. We'll go Beckham. Short cross. See if he can bend one for a first down. And he does. Gain of 9, and Darryl Green makes his 10th tackle of the afternoon. First and 10 at the 15. 1:19 left. Off tackle left, Tiki Barber. As the Giants continue to pound the rock, they have run the ball 24 times as opposed to 20 passes. Gain of 2 yards for Tiki. And that'll do it for quarter number 3. The Giants don't want to run another play, so they get the wind advantage, which is why you got Eli in the game probably in the first place right now. 1 quarter to go. It's 14-3 Washington. In fact, on 2nd and 8, we are going to put it up. We're going to look for George Sauer. Medium crossing route. He wears 83, and he's got it. Pick up a 14. Talbert, one of the defensive tackles that we were talking about, will have to come out for a bit. Griffin coming in, and Griffin Has a first name of Cornelius. First and 10 at the 31. He's out of Alabama. A lot of players in the NFL right now from Alabama in that Nick Saban program. Off tackle left for Tiki. And Tiki slashes for another 8 yards. He's at 118 on the day now. Talbot going back in favor of Griffin. And here's I think where we go play action. We're going to look for Tucker, play action, medium slant route, unknown coverage, so we can't really audible. And Tucker is open. He finds some daylight and gains 16. And Manning is 5 for 5 for 51 yards. So we'll go screen. First and 10 from the Commanders 45. That's his first incompletion. Barber dropping a pass. Second and 10. How many runs took place in the Pro Bowl yesterday from Las Vegas? You probably counted on one hand. Second and 10 at the 45. That incomplete, just beyond the reach of Art Powell. Third and 10. We'll screen it to Tiki. It's complete. Now let's see how far he gets. He gets the first down. Pick up a 12. Slavinsky on the stop for Washington. First and 10 at the 33. We have 12:44 left. Still plenty of time. But I'm going to take a shot at the end zone here, and we're going to look to Powell. About a 41% chance this works. It's complete, though. A fumble. But Tiki Barber ran up the field, recovered the fumble. Gain of 21. Ball at the 12. First and 10 from the 12. I'm thinking that if we score a touchdown here, we will go for 2. Try to make it 14-11. Crossing route, Odell Beckham Jr. Manning lets it go. Green, tight coverage on Odell for an incompletion. Second and 10. We go 4 wide. We're going to look to Maynard on a crossing route. We'll go medium hitch to Maynard with the Redskins, not the Redskins, but the Commanders playing short. Incompletion. We got 2 13s in the game. How about we go 5 wide and go for a medium pass? We're still good if we hit a field goal. We'll go to Powell since Odell has gotten a lot of looks today. That's incomplete. 4th and 10 from the 12. This is a 78% chance of being successful. A field goal try for Mr. Nugent. And it's good. It's 14-6. So it's a 1-score game. If the Giants could get a touchdown and a 2, it's a tie game. James signs Williams back deep for the Skins. Who are not the Skins anymore. They are the Commanders. Oh, the cancel culture will come after me one of these days. Incomplete. First and 10 at the 20. 10:57 left. By the way, we have Washington at 38 plays, 273 yards. New York running 54 for 308, but they are the team behind. First and 10 at the 20. Bossler, no gain.
Offense. Number 81, 10-yard penalty.
And Ark Monk gets called for a hold, so back the Commanders up 10. First and 20 at the 10. First announcer that says Redskins instead of Commanders will probably face the cancel culture. Gain of a yard. I just hope it's Joe Buck. And Arnie Weinmeister brought Bossler down. Second and 19 at the 11. The throw complete to Cooley. A gain of 12. Patton on the stop for the Giants. That is Jimmy Patton, who we have mentioned before on HTFL broadcast. 3rd and 7. Big play here for the Giants defense. They got to get off the field. Bossler, 3 yards. 4 short of the first. And it's 4th down. LeBaron in the punt for Washington, and it's a good punt into the wind, 45 yards, not giving Tennell a chance to return it. Out of bounds at the 29, and it's now 1st and 10 Giants. 8:28 left, and you wonder how many more possessions they will get. Medium cross to Sauer, and the Commanders playing in a nickel, and that's an incompletion. Manning started 5 for 5, now he's 7 for 13 with 84 yards. We'll go Barber on a screen, 2nd and 10, try to get some yardage underneath. It's complete. Barber to the 40, out to the 45, to the 47, a pickup of 17. 18, I beg your pardon, Slavinsky on the stop. And it's 1st and 10 at the 47. We'll look for Tucker, the tight end, on a short crossing route. Instead, it's dumped underneath to Barber, a gain of 6. Barber, now at 4 catches for 40 yards, he has 21 carries for 118. We'll use Barber on a run here with a 3 wide set, see if he can utilize the open running lanes, but Talbot stuffs them behind the line. It's a 1-yard loss, and it's 3rd and 5. We will look to Odell Beckham Jr. on a crossing route. That's incomplete. 4th and 5, 5:59 to go. So let's play field position and try to put the Commanders in a hole. Line of scrimmage, the 48. Younts will try to shoehorn one in, and it goes out of bounds at the 14. Probably not the best of punts, considering where Washington winds up. So the Commanders leading 14-6 with 5:52 to go in regulation. 1st and 10 at the 14. It's Bossler, gain of 2. This has been a real tough game. We have had 622 yards of offense, but the defense has come forward and made big plays on both sides, especially in the second half. And that's kept the game close. 2nd and 8. And it is Davis picking up 5. Tennell on the stop. Plays free safety, as well as punt returner. 3rd and 3. Ball to 21. Again, another critical down here for New York. But it is Davis picking up the first with 4:08 to go. 1st and 10 at the 24. Each team with all 3 timeouts and a challenge left. Davis, a pickup of 5. Harry Carson on the tackle. 2nd and 5. Giants holding on to those timeouts, but for how long? That's a completion to Chris Cooley, a gain of 14. And Washington would be smart to let it go down to the 2-minute warning, and they do. And the Giants still trail by 8, but they got to use all their timeouts, and they got to hope Washington does not get another first down, or it would be the ball game for them. Each team tied for 2nd place in the Eastern Division. As we approach the 1/3 of the way mark, each team plays 18 games in the HTFL, because the NFL will go that way anyway. Just give it a few years. 1st and 10 at the 43. And this is a 1-yard loss by Bossler. New York calls time. They have 2 left. 14-6. 2nd and 11, the ball at the 42. Gain of 2 for Davis. 3rd and 9. Ball at the 44. Do the Commanders dare throw here? They do. The throw. It's a first down. Art Monk. Giants got to call their last timeout, but it's going to be academic. New York could just run the clock out here, but in Action PC football, that sometimes doesn't happen. So this isn't over yet. 1st and 10 at the Giant 45. The Commanders looking like they will win the game. The throw complete to Gary Clark, a gain of 8. 2nd and 2 at the 37. All you got to do is take a knee 3 times, guys. Gain of a yard. Davis. But again, the Commanders can just run the clock out here. Bossler gets the first down. It didn't matter. Washington wins 14-6. They go to 4-2. The Giants now fall to 3-3. Let's show you the MVP of the game, Sonny Jurgensen, who threw that opening salvo to Art Monk. Washington took the lead, never relinquished it. Team stats, 340 yards for Washington, So they overtook the Giants, who had 331. Each team scored on each trip to the red zone. Washington got a touchdown. New York got 2 field goals. New York also had 33-39 their time of possession. They were 4 for 12 on the third downs, and that probably is what killed them. Washington did a little better, 6 for 11. We only had 4 penalties in the game. Washington 52 plays, and New York ran 59. First downs were even at 16 up. Jurgensen, the better quarterback, 16 to 28, 287 yards, a touchdown, gave up 1 sack, or his offensive line did. Tiki Barber, 117 yards on 22 carries. Longest gain was 33 yards. Cooley had the most receptions with 6, but it was Art Monk who led the way yardage-wise at 128. And your leading tackler today was Darrell Green with 10. So again, your final, Washington 14 and the Giants 6. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this first game. Okay, I got a little message here. Faster report loading. Something. Hope you enjoyed today's game. I think I said that already. I did. And tomorrow we'll be back for the Battle of Ohio, Cincinnati, and Cleveland, which is what we did in the HTBL on Saturday. Except it's the Bengals and the Browns, each team 3-2, each team a game out in the North Division of the HTFL. We have 4 divisions of 8. So I hope you enjoyed today's broadcast, and we will hopefully be back tomorrow, Lord willing, the creek doesn't rise and emergencies don't occur. This has been Big Polly coming to you, wishing you well. Godspeed, God bless. We'll do it all again soon. Bye-bye for now, everybody.